What's up there, SEO pros? Chase Runner here. Today we have a question from Winta, and she says, I contacted SEO company for a quote. They said it is hard to rank a local service company in a city with over 1 million population, and it can take over a year. Is it true that it is hard to rank in big cities? Thank you. Let's talk about the myth that you can't rank service areas very well. I've been able to rank service areas for an iPhone repair company, for a computer repair company, and I've been able to rank them pretty well without actually having a business location or address tied to the Google My Business. So yes, it is harder to SEO for it because citations are generally harder to do, but there are ways around it, and one of the best ways is to be able to still list the address if it's like a home address or something in less known directories that people aren't actually going to use, and then just keep it delisted from like Google My Business, Yelp, and like some of the bigger local indexing platforms. But yes, it is a little bit harder. Now, in terms of ranking in bigger cities, is it really hard to rank for like San Francisco versus a little town? Yeah, it's going to be harder because you're thinking about a lot more people with businesses, right? The reason why it's harder is because there's more people ranking in that location. In terms of the last thing that you were asking about, which is, will it take that long, a year? I don't know if it would take a year. I've been able to rank in cities that aren't super populated but still have competition in under 2 months. But yeah, for larger locations, say for instance you're trying to rank for like a locksmith business in like San Francisco where there's like 600 reviews and there's like 20 different locations that have a ton of authority. Yeah, it might take a year, but that's in extreme situations. If people are telling you this in like a large city but there's not a lot of businesses that are like doing iPhone repair or something, maybe you could do it, right? Or maybe you could at least rank on the first page. But the thing is that if anybody tells you that it's going to take a year to rank number one, don't listen to them, because nobody can tell you how long it's going to rank, and especially nobody's going to be able to tell you how long it's going to take to rank number one. It's a lot easier to rank on the first page than it is to rank number one. Today we have a question from Michael Simon. He says, hey local pros, need opinions. 1, my site has a local business running, but I would love to try ranking nationally too. Should I create a subdomain or subpage for the blog I want to rank with? So let's answer question number 1. For the site that is a local business running, he wants to rank nationally. Should he create a subpage or blog or whatever to rank with? I don't have enough information to answer that question. I don't know what you're trying to rank nationally for. Is the local blog or the local site that you're currently ranking a service that can expand nationally? I don't really know. If you want to rank it nationally, content marketing is generally the way to do it. For instance, I have a local SEO company in the town that I'm in, but I use YouTube videos and Facebook groups and stuff like that to reach a larger audience. And then I get national clients as well, but that's because I can reach a national audience with the service I have. If I didn't really have a service to offer nationally, I might consider doing something else. We have a question today from Joe. He wants to know, what is your on-page SEO priority number 1? That's a good question, actually, because when you're looking at a web page, what's the first thing you want to do? So my on-page priority is generally based off the SEO roadmap that I do. I will not touch a site unless I do a roadmap of it first. And the reason for that is because what if the site is rest of it's being no indexed, or what if the entire site's being no indexed and I go and try to do on-page for it, but I never check to see whether or not the thing's actually being listed on Google or not. So my on-page priority number 1 is to do an audit. If you were to actually ask what my on-page priority would be after that, that also depends, right? It depends if the site has a 90% bounce rate. So then my on-page priority might be, okay, if this website has a 90% bounce rate, but maybe there's thousands of people hitting a certain page, maybe I need to figure out why that is. Perhaps it's page speed optimization. It really depends, and I'm sorry to say it again because that's the classic SEO answer, it really depends, but it really depends on where the site it currently is in comparison to what's actually important. If you can see, like I said, that everything's okay and you just want to know if you're SEOing a blog post, the first thing you should probably do, I would say, is probably figure out what you want the title tag to look like and how you're going to create some sort of qualifier within that title tag, like say for instance, top 10 ways to do on-page SEO, the 4th way will shock you, or something. It doesn't have to be clickbaity, but something that's going to improve click-through rates, because I'm a big believer that click-through rates are a pretty decent ranking factor. And that's your answer. So hopefully that was helpful. If you guys have more questions like Joe, make sure you leave them in the Facebook group, which will be linked in the description, or on this YouTube channel, just make sure you leave a comment and let me know. So until I see y'all next time, happy SEOing.